Hey, we all know how we're gonna die, baby. We're gonna crash and burn.
Okay, this episode's first descent. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, issue number 1. It's from Halloween Comic Fest with the Robert Hack cover. So this week, I'm going to be showing stuff that I picked up at a con. It was a local con, a smaller show. Basically, only comic books were to be sold, not beef jerky, Funko Pops. There's like a real backlash with Funko Pops, man. People were like, the backlash is here. So, because they were advertising as no Funko Pops. But yeah, it's a great show. I've gone to every one except for one since the beginning. And I believe this was the 8th show, so all around, know a lot of the people there. It's pretty cool talking to a lot of vendors that willing to cut you more of a deal, I'd say, at these kind of shows than like a bigger show. I'm not going to mention any names that are around this area, but before we get to all that, we got to get to our 2 from the Tomb. So this week's 2 from the Tomb, I'm going to make it real simple. Going to do some 2 Aliens covers here. Go like this. It's Aliens Genocide, issues 2 and 3, covered by Arthur Suydam, I should say. He was the main draw for me to go to this con. Not that I wouldn't have gone anyways, but as soon as they announced he was going to be signing autographs there, I had to get my ticket. As you can see, these weren't signed. I brought them with me, but I'll get more into that story a little bit later. But first, I'm going to show the haul, the books that I got, then I'll show the autograph stuff. So let's get to it. So I went to this one vendor. He had $5 long boxes, everything in there. No matter what it was priced, it was $5. So that's my kind of bin. I'm moving on up. But I found a book that I've been looking for the longest time, ever since the television show came out on HBO, or I guess they would call them series, but whatever. For the Peacemaker. So this is the one I've been wanting for the longest time, and I finally found it. This is Vigilante, issue number 36. Peacemaker meets Vigilante. Looks like they copied Mr. Rigor Mortis' style there. But yeah, it had a regular $25 price tag on it. I'm not sure how much that's the value of it. I never really priced the book out, but I thought $5 was a decent deal. I only own one Vigilante book, and it's actually I think it might be issue 1 that I have, or an annual. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, I only have one. But this is a Mike Rell cover, which made it even cooler because I didn't realize he did the cover for this book. So, but yeah, for $5 you can't pass on that, you know. The other book that I picked up from this dealer a couple months ago, I picked up this issue, but it was a second printing, and I've been looking for the first print for the longest time. So, but I picked up Speed Racer, issue number 1. The first, I guess, American appearance of Speed Racer. Speed Racer was my first introduction, I guess, to manga. I really don't care to watch that kind of stuff. I mean, I like One Punch Man. I watched I think a half a season of that. But other than that, the Speed Racer is it for me. Just remember being a kid, man, because it would always be on at like 5 in the morning for some freaking reason that around here, and you'd have to get up super early to watch it. But yeah, a lot of good memories with watching that cartoon. I remember me and my friend, we were probably like 6 or 7 years old, fighting about who was Speed Racer in the back of the car, and her dad like yelling at us. Meanwhile, everybody should have been fighting to see who was Racer X, because he was a whole hell of a lot cooler, you know. But now I like Speed. But yeah, happy to have this in my collection finally. Now I can maybe give away the other printing, the second print, because I really don't need 2 copies of it. But yeah, $10. I don't think that was a bad deal at all. Next up, I was filling some Spawn holes, so I picked up issue number 123 with Greg Capullo cover. I picked that up for, I think it was $10, and I picked this up for, I think it was 12 or 15, I can't remember, but Spawn issue number 232. With the 230s, well, actually anything between 200 and 200 and I guess 80, those are pretty low print Spawn runs, so they cost a little bit more money. But I have been noticing something, and you'll see it probably in an upcoming video. Hopefully it doesn't take me another month to to put out another video, but prices are coming down on the Spawn stuff. It's crazy. You know, not dooming and glooming, you know, the market's crashing or anything like that. I don't really care. I just want it for a decent price. And to me, anything under $15 is a decent price. I mean, I think it's a fair price. Granted, I think maybe I overpaid a little bit for that. Maybe it should have been just a $10 book, but yeah, whatever. As I'm going down reluctantly every time I go to all these shows and stuff, I'm just like looking through their Spawn stuff, because my Batman stuff's pretty much at a standstill right now, but whatever. But yeah, a lot of the Spawn stuff, like I said, I have another upcoming video, and I'll have, I picked up 6 or 7 other issues, and it might be a little bit surprising for, you know, pretty low prices. But yeah, I noticed that at the show too, we're officially coming down from the COVID high of prices. It's finally, I think there's, what's happening is like a lot of people are leaving this hobby too, that weren't really here for the love of the books, you know. They're here to make a quick buck, and after they're done selling to each other, they leave the hobby. But I always say that's a good thing. People always like, yeah, they're, you know, ruining the hobbies. Now, these people brought all these books to them, you know, for us to buy out to the market, so it make it a lot easier for us to find, instead of people, you know, in people's basements and stock rooms and warehouses and stuff. These people go out and get these books thinking they're going to make a fortune. Then all of a sudden, you know, prices come down, and it's no longer worth holding on to, you know, 200 long boxes of comics. So now it's time to get rid of everything, and that's what's going to be happening. And I think it's the same thing is going to happen all the way through 2025. We're going to level out, I think, around like 26, 27, if we're lucky. So if you're interested in selling books, might be the time. The last book I picked up was, been talking about this artist for a while on this channel, Alien Worlds issue number 1, or sorry, issue number 2, with the Dave Stevens cover. Yeah, I got I know the guy that was sold it me. He's like, yeah, he became real popular. I was like, he's been real hot for a little bit here now, you know. I was like, yeah, this is like the 7th or 8th time he's been hot or popular in the 30 years I've been collecting. So every, like, you know, every 6 or 7 years, it gets a spike. And again, it brings all this stuff out. People try to, you know, sell these books. Eventually, they're going to get discounted, because everybody that wanted this book probably has it. It says $15. I paid $12 for it, which I think was a pretty decent price for it. Yeah, it's an awesome cover. I'm still missing issue number 4 of this series, so I'll eventually find that, and I'll have the complete run of Alien Worlds. So, yeah, I love Pacific Comics. Their horror stuff, their alien worlds type stuff. All right. So those are the books that I purchased. I didn't purchase a whole hell of a lot. I'm just being very picky what I buy right now. Um, my pull list is going to be going down a little bit more, but I'm just trying to fill certain holes in my collection. So definitely being a lot more pickier. Waiting for books that I've been wanting, like that Vigilante book. So just fell in my lap for $5, you know. But having said that, again, great show. Highly recommended. Decent place, lots of parking. You don't have to pay. So I had a great time. Like I said, the main reason for me to be super excited about going here was meeting Arthur Suydam, one of my favorite artists in comics. There's a lot of stuff that goes on around about it. My experience with him. Let me just show some of the stuff I got signed here. So I got my Amazing Spider-Girl issue number 1, or sorry, issue number 13. I'm stuck on issue number 1. Issue number 13, the variant cover. It was already signed by Ron Frenz, Tom DeFalco. Now I got Arthur Suydam's autograph on there. My experience with him it was great. Really took time to talk to people. You know, he's one of those guys that doesn't talk for a long time like Jim Steranko, but doesn't, you know, sign your book and then just like steer off into space or something. I mean, you get a good 5 minutes with him. So, and standing behind a couple guys, it was interesting to see what people were getting signed and stuff like that, and hearing some of the stories behind that stuff. So, didn't really say too much about this book. He just signed it. He was like, you know, he was interested in these 2 autographs. He's like, oh, that was cool, you know. The next book I ended up getting signed was my Death Dealer issue. Of course, from Verotic Comics. Had to get this one signed. As you can see where he signed it. Great autograph. I love it. He was talking about this book a little bit, because the guy behind me, I was striking up a conversation with him, other than being my antisocial self. But yeah, we were talking about different things, and he would ask me about this book, and I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, did Arthur Suydam did the cover? I was like, no, that's a Frazetta cover. He's like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, he did the interiors. And Arthur Suydam was like, yeah, I did all the interiors on that book. And he was showing me a couple things on this. I'll show you the one thing here. But he said this was part right here. This was the original drawing he sent in. Just get the gig from Verotic, from Glenn Danzig. So that was pretty cool to know. I never knew that. But yeah, he said, the other thing he said about these books, he says he comes across them quite a bit. And he says mine was in really good condition, because he says a lot of the time the glue, they said the glue that holds these together on the binding falls apart. And he's right. I think I got my second printing of Death Dealer issue number 1, and one of the pages was really loose in there. Not falling out completely, but yeah, that was awesome, man. It was cool hearing him talk about that. And he said he was talking a little bit about working with Glenn, and he said he likes to buy all the original art from the Verotic books from the artists. And I think he was missing one page of this or something like that, and or missing a couple pages, I should say. And he went to sell. Glenn went to buy, I guess, one at a con or something like that off of Arthur's then. And he said by the time they're negotiating price, and then somebody else bought it out from under him. So, but yeah, it was a pretty cool story, you know, talking about this book. One of my favorite publishers, you know. So those were the 2 books I got signed, and the deal was you had to buy, if you bought a print, he would sign 1 item for you. So I ended up buying 4 prints, or 3 prints. Let me go back on this. It was a print per signature for other stuff. So you get the signature for the print itself, then you get a signature on a book like I got at that dealer. So, but if you buy 3 prints, you get a 4th one for free. So I ended up doing the 4 for 60, I guess we'll call it. So I ended up also getting Misfits: The Devil's Reign. This is the poster that came with the CD. Please, I don't want to hear any comments. Everybody knows what team I'm on, so just save it. I'll talk about this in another video, but yeah. But yeah, he signed it right down here in white, man. It looks pretty badass. I think I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna frame this. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing with this. Yeah, he was talking about this too. He was like, he talked about how he did the single for Land of the Dead. Also, and it's yeah, it was a pretty great medium. I'll show you the prints here, but I can't do it on this this table because the table's not big enough. So we'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about the shaky cam here, but this is the only way I can show these prints, other than showing like half of them at a time. So figure I'll. So the first print I picked up was this is the Strain or Savage Tales issue #1 variant. It's with Red Sonja, of course. You can see the autograph right there. But yeah, I definitely had to pick this up. This is the original one I wanted to pick up because I was going to pay for the other autographs. But it ended up being you buy one of these, you get another thing signed, like how I got my Verotic book signed or my Amazing Spider-Girl zombie cover signed. So I ended up picking up this one. This was the last one I picked because he told me to pick another one because I got it for free. I thought it was pretty cool. Venom versus Spider-Man with a... So that was the last one I picked. Also ended up picking up this Deadpool one. Thought that was pretty cool. Got that like a Scarface vibe to it. You can see the signature right there. Definitely cool. This was the second one I picked out right here. This is the, I guess the Clint Eastwood Man with No Name, zombified. Yeah, there's the autograph right there. But yeah, overall, man, I'm super happy with all these prints too. I think I'm gonna hang this one up. Let's debating on it. So the first 30 people in line got this Pittsburgh Comic-Con poster from 2007 with the Arthur Suydam art on it for free. So that was pretty cool too. I was gonna get it signed, but one of the other stuff signed, and this would have been like my 5th or 6th choice. But still good to have, nice to have in my collection. A little bit of a Pittsburgh history. The original Comic-Con, and I miss that con so much. That was one of my favorite cons to go to because they brought people from everywhere. So, but yeah, it's long gone now, but still got some killer shows around here. So after this, but yeah, like I said, just an awesome time meeting him. I thought it was, fair deal. Got those amazing prints. I think I'm going to hang up the Clint Eastwood one. I think that's the one I'm going to... Because I usually don't hang them up. I'll do maybe next week. If I can dig it out, I'll show my portfolio of all the prints I've accumulated over the years. But yeah, that was my time here. I enjoyed it. Can't wait to see who they pull in next, man. They're about trying to find guests that don't normally come to Pittsburgh, and Arthur Suydam hasn't been here since since you saw that poster too. So it was like 2007, I think it was the last time he was here. He was supposed to be here, I think, once or twice, and he canceled both times. So it was great to have him here. So, all right, now let's get to, well, last month's books this month, or whatever the hell it's called. All right, we'll run through these quickly. These are books that I picked up off the shelf and stuff that I got in my subscription box. First up, off the shelf, Toxic Avenger, issue number 1. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking inside. I actually saw the original at a drive-in when I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8. Next up, Gunslinger, issue number 36. Frankenstein, issue number 3. Loving this series. I think there's one more issue left to go here. I didn't get a chance to read this one, but definitely worth picking up. I picked up Absolute Wonder Woman, issue number 1. Gonna try, I guess, all the issue number 1s of the Absolute. Not something I want to try to collect everything of, but The Incredible Hulk, issue number 18. Spawn, issue number 358. Absolute Batman, issue number 1. And last but sure as hell not least, Lobo cancellation special with the Simon Bisley cover. I paid the extra $1 for a $7 book just to get the Bisley cover. Nobody beats the Biz, man, that's for damn sure. Alright guys, thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Check out my Instagram down below. Hoping to have more videos. Life's starting to get straightened out a little bit better each and every week. So hopefully I will be able to do my normal routine. But till next time, I'll talk to you later.